Hey everybody, and welcome to the Drafting Offers Podcast, the podcast where you get to vote for each episode's draft champ. We're realtors from Southern Ontario, but this is not another real estate podcast. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, catch every episode on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on social at the Drafting Offers Podcast. Here are your hosts, Brad Warner, Scott Morgan, and John Fielding. It's the Drafting Offers Podcast. Welcome back, everybody, for another riveting episode of our Christmas edition, number 2 of the Drafting Offers Podcast. John, Scott, and Brad. We're all here still together in the same room at the same time, and hopefully everything sounds okay to
different
all
wardrobe.
of you.
We've changed our wardrobe.
Different, same studio, different shirt. So,
no technical difficulties.
No, we're good. Every holiday season. So we've, obviously our business is very seasonal. Every holiday season, we tend to be a little bit slower, and a lot of it is just because we work in the people business, and a lot of people are not doing a lot of business over the holidays, over the Christmas season. So a lot of people ask us, what do you guys do? Are you busy? What is happening during the Christmas season? And so a lot of us are doing stuff like this. We're working on our marketing. We're doing some digital media. We're also going to conferences, and we're listening to guest speakers, and we're attending webinars, and a lot of things right now. We talked about this last week on our episode, is a lot of changes as far as the regulations in Ontario for doing real estate have changed. And so we've discussed that, and we've had a lot of webinars based on that. But I know, Scott, you were at a big conference recently, and I know you've brought a couple of things back for the rest of us to enjoy. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
Sweet. Yeah. Thanks for the segue. Well, business planning, another one that we do, which is what we're also doing today. But from that conference, it was something that was brought up by Chief Economist, CIBC, which is Benjamin Tao. If you know him, he's great. Not many people maybe know economists because they're generally known to be fairly dry. He is actually adding humor to what he does. But what he was trying to do was just really hit home that a lot of things that are happening that are maybe negative that you might see if you're seeing unemployment going up, things with respect to inflation, we're looking for that number to come down. But he was basically saying if you're seeing things that are bad, that's good for one, the market, but two, for rates, which in turn is going to completely change the market. So in this time, what he was saying is right now we're at I don't want to say a historical time of prices being low, because I'm sure people are listening to me right now going, what the heck are you talking about? Because affordability is not great. But with respect to where mortgage prices are right now and purchase prices of homes, he's said real estate is on sale. When you're looking at investments, you want to buy when the market's down. So when it takes off, you're in a good position. So what the rule of thumb was, or what the suggestion was to be letting people know that within the next 6 to 8 months, we're going to be looking at rates going down. They should be getting down over time, and probably quicker than we think, with maybe 6, 8, 10 months. He didn't put a full timeline, but sooner than we think. He thinks it'll be landing somewhere in the 3 or slightly over 3% range.
I was just going to ask that. I was going to ask, when you say down, how far down are we talking about, right? I mean, are we talking
significant enough that
yeah,
where we are now, things will become much more affordable. So what the rule of thumb is, and what we can be doing proactively, is having conversations with multiple people. Some of those people are going to be people that have no mortgages, or maybe your baby boomers that have a lot of equity in a home. Now might be that time to buy that investment property, whether you're putting a significant amount down or whether you're just mortgaging for a year or two. If you're able to then renew or refinance at like 1 to 2 points less, your payments are going to be significantly lower. The other thing is to just get people that might be renewing within the 6-8 month mark, get them used to payments now. If you have the ability and you aren't stretched because you had a fixed rate that was low and you've been sitting on that amount going, this hasn't affected me at all, you're in for a bit of an awakening over the next few months. If you get used to that payment now, there are a few things that will happen. One, you kind of get used to your day-to-day life of paying more. You're over the next 6 to 8, 12 months, whatever that may be, you're paying your mortgage down. So your mortgage is going to be at a lower rate that when it comes time to refinance, you're refinancing at less. And that gives you more options down the road for when you do refinance. If you have less of a mortgage or more paid off, you might have more options with respect to what your rate is. So having that conversation now and having that forethought of, we're coming up on this, let's not just park it on the back burner and deal with it when it comes. There are things that we can be doing now to get ready. But I think now, I don't want to put some false hope. It's something that it's out there. There are a lot of people on the sidelines. There are a lot of people that are trying to time rates. And when that happens, we don't have the supply. We've hit that nail on the head a million times. We don't have the supply. Builders, a lot of them have put things on the back burner as well. And we're getting, in terms of immigration, close to 1 million heads a year. We should be getting into, if we can, getting into another property, another option, having those conversations now, because I think people are going to look back in a year, 2 years from now and go, I kind of wish that I pulled the trigger.
We're certainly in a lull at the moment,
definitely,
with sales in general being down.
Mhm.
And one of the things you mentioned there, because I've seen him speak too, and it's like, you know, bad news is good news as far as when it comes to inflation, I guess, and then as well as like the rates in general, you know, because I've heard him say we base a lot off of like the employment rates and everything. But I don't know, like the one thing you said there about things being like he said, because I think if it came from a realtor, it could come off a little bit different. But, you know, real estate being on sale right now, it'd be a good time to be a buyer. That's how I feel.
Mhm.
for sure.
And I think when everything comes back, and we always talk about affordability, but when things come back and prices, and there's a lot of the mortgage rates go down, the prices are going to go up.
Yep.
Like it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
So if you're
Supply
looking
and
at the
demand.
same payment now, but for a house that's maybe $100,000 more, it's better to get in at a lower mortgage rate. It's going to get paid off faster.
Yeah.
The other thing to add in here is this person has no reason as to why he's going to spruce up a conversation.
They're not getting
for us.
commission off sales.
Yeah.
From when I've started following him, it was just before COVID. He's pretty much been exactly correct on almost everything. And some of that was, I don't want to say doom and gloom, but it was more, we're in for some rocky road, and we are there.
Write to us. Let us know what you think. If you've got questions about that, we will take your questions, and we will hopefully provide you with some answers, and you will be able to make some good decisions. Thanks to us.
Thanks to Benjamin Tal and the
thanks
drafting
to-
offer guys.
and for you guys wearing
if
plaid.
that doesn't happen, then sorry.
We didn't say it.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Just sit down by the fire, put some music on, pour yourself a glass of whatever, and listen to the Drafting Offers podcast.
Or some of these songs we're about to do.
And
Oh,
speaking of listening,
Yeah,
once
thank
you're
you
done
for that.
listening to our podcast, if you look behind the Drafting Offers mic in front of John, you'll see a Blink 182 shirt, which is very on brand for what we'll be drafting today. Everyone loves the holidays. Everyone loves to get the feels. And what better way to get the feels than our favorite Christmas songs? So this episode will be favorite Christmas songs. So again,
Mm-hmm.
why bury the lead here? Let's share my screen.
Yeah, the favorite part of the podcast,
Everybody loves the Wheel of Names.
the Wheel of Names.
Sponsored
John,
by
do you feel
Benjamin
like
Tal.
sitting over here looking at me because we're in person? You look over here and you go, "That is the favorite over there." That's basically Santa Claus over in
So
the
we're
corner.
spinning the wheel right
Yeah.
now. Coming up, picking the order will be,
Here he comes.
again, Brad Warner, 2 weeks in a row. And in case people missed that because they heard the wheel spinning, everyone's favorite part, Brad, for like the 12th time, has said he's a favorite of a draft. So I hope we're not having to do some Curb Your Enthusiasm music after this. And for your sake, you get a W here. But I'd like you to choose the order here.
All right, I'll choose the order. And you know what? We're going to do the exact same thing as we did last week. It's going to go me, Scott, John. I'm going to
Okay.
go 1-1 again.
Of course, though,
Okay.
there's like two drafts in a row where there's a clear 1-1.
Yeah.
And Brad just
But it didn't help me.
slips into- It didn't help
For
you,
those who have listened before, when I did, though, I picked the Home Alone house, and Scott picked 2 non-houses, and he still won.
just goes to show how bad your draft was, if that's the case. And you need to work on your vetoes if you're upset about it. But
All right, so our favorite Christmas songs draft. And out of the favorite Christmas songs draft, I'm going to go with my first pick, All I Want for Christmas Is You, by the one and only
Mariah Carey.
Carey.
See, is it the one? Like,
It's the one. It is the one. I think it's like the most streamed song. I'm making this up. but
it's
No, you're probably
held
right.
her career together. Like she
Yeah,
makes
basically.
so many million every year. She's like, oh, December's coming. Paychecks are rolling in.
there's a couple artists that just run off December. But
Yeah, we're not gonna. tip
but this
You're
song,
right.
I mean, come on.
I think, if you walk into any shopping mall this time of year, if you walk into any department store, if you're in any elevator, anywhere, pretty much, I think you're going to hear this song a few times.
This
It's
is
in
it.
every TV commercial, and it's just the one that's kind of all over the place.
It's one that I know for certain I don't have to sing for everyone to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? How old is it? Like,
I don't think it's that old.
It's from the 90s, maybe, or early
Either
2000s.
late
2000s.
early 2000s,
Early
yeah.
2000s, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a song that I bet you, as of right now, most people who work retail absolutely detest it. They
Yeah.
probably are going, no more. I'm ready.
Yeah.
For no more Mariah.
But it's the best.
I know it's your
It's the
favorite. You
best.
hum that like year round. So good that
Yeah, I
you're
play
able
this
to,
in
good
play
that
this
you're
in
able to
summer.
get that.
It's one of
All
my
right.
golf jams.
It's
Guys, it's one of the most simple songs. It's one that kids know. It's one that we know. It's Jingle Bells. The second
Yeah.
pick of the draft is Jingle Bells.
Like just Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells is the, everybody who learns to play the piano for the first time, everybody who learns an instrument for the first time is like, let's play Jingle Bells, because it's the same three, dun, 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 dun. Like you just
Simple.
Finish
it's the
it.
easiest thing.
Finish it.
Dun, 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 dun.
There we
Sorry.
go. Thank you.
It's probably the easiest.
Is it a good song?
No,
though?
it's a terrible song.
There's so many good songs on this board.
Yeah,
I've been
terrible
listening
song.
this one more than normal because I have a 4-year-old now, and this is his favorite.
This
And
is
but-
a chalk pick that is going to look good on the board. If I'm being blatantly honest,
I don't think so. I don't even know. I don't. There's a similar
Cool.
one out there.
Yeah, there is. I have it right underneath, and I chose this one. So
So All I Want for
John.
Christmas Is You is off the board, and Jingle Bells is off the board. I'm going to say White Christmas, and I think it was at what was that, Bing Crosby, or maybe Michael Bublé has one too.
Well, Michael Bublé's all of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. The original,
he
I
just
think it
comes
must be
out of
Bing
the
Crosby.
cave when it's November 31st.
I think of there's a lot of movies. This
So
was
31
featured in
days
a lot
in
of
there?
movies. I'm not 30 days.
30 days, yeah.
November,
Sorry.
30 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cut that.
It just seems like it's in all the movies. It's kind of in all of the TV shows about Christmas, and I'm dreaming of a white.
It reminds me of Home Alone.
Just like the
yeah.
one. It is Home Alone.
It
It
is
was in
Home
Home
Alone,
Alone.
yeah.
Yeah. So nobody wants to hear me sing. I'm just going to leave it at that. White Christmas, and that's it. Pick number one of the second round for me is going to be It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is the most wonderful time of the year.
It is. I completely agree.
And it's an easy song to learn. It's an easy song to follow. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's like a big feels like a big presentation.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
it is.
Like
it's a big shopping. You know
yeah.
what? This is also not.
I feel like you
even
need to
good.
skip to that song. You're just like,
Or you-
like
or you-
dancing around, you know?
You need to put your arms out
Dun,
Yeah.
and raise them up
Dun,
high.
dun, dun, dun. It's
grand.
Yes.
Welcome
It is
to the home.
grand.
It is a grand. I think so. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
grand song. So that's me. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and White Christmas. So back
Cool.
to Scott for number dose.
This one, this draft, I'm going true to my heart. And after my first pick, which was chalk.
Okay.
It's an ode to my dad, who's a big fan of Bruce Springsteen, the boss. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yeah.
That live version by Bruce. I'll take the whole thing, but like that's the one that gets the engine going. So
Yep, that's a good one. That's a nice rocky song. I mean, you'll hear that on the
Yeah.
radio stations pretty
got
often.
the E
and
Street Band following him
Yeah.
up. It's
musically, it's a nice song. It's not too
Just when
not
you
too cheesy.
just when you think he's done singing the same chorus over and over again,
Yeah,
he hits it over and over
he
again.
keeps on hitting it.
It's
yeah.
like you always think
Stand, it's harder and harder every time. Yeah.
you
Santa
think
Claus
it's
is coming
over,
to
and
why
then
his
it goes.
concerts are 3.5 hours because
Yeah.
he just drags
Oh,
it
yeah.
out. But I love it
because he's the boss. He's the boss. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to go true to my heart too, because this is my favorite Christmas song. I don't know if it's the top rated one by any means, but I'm going to go with Winter Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Love that one.
Yep.
Great melody.
And it's a winter song, right? I mean, it doesn't specifically say Christmas. It's just a winter song.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
it can
good
be
or is
multi.
that bad?
No, it's good. It can be multi-denominational and used by anyone. So if you're
Mhm.
not a Christmas specifically Christmas person, you can enjoy Winter Wonderland with all of the Santa BS. So there you go.
I just when they get into in the meadow we can build. That's
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are a country guy.
I
You
like
know the meadows.
You know the
where
meadows.
You build your snowman growing up. I get it.
Building snowman.
Okay.
Really hits home for you.
All right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Okay. The next one is this is a classic one. You hear this one all the time too. This one's always on the radio. It's Last Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The very next day.
You gave it away. Last
Yeah.
Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day. Is that was like
Is it Wham?
Wham. Or,
Wham.
yeah,
Wham.
Yeah. I was gonna say Wham or Aha or something. Yeah, I think it was Wham.
Cool.
It's a bit of a sad song though.
He
It
doesn't
is,
like it.
It's not. It's not an upbeat song for
No,
me.
it's
No,
kind
I
of a-
mean, I chose Jingle Bells, but that gets the kids going. Like, gave your heart, very next day you gave it away. You're just dealing with heartache, and like, I just want to hear about
Give it to
Santa
someone
dropping off
special.
Yeah,
presents.
you got to give it to someone special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one's on the, like, if you had to think of radio songs, that one's always on.
I think so. Yeah, that's a heavy rotation one.
I'm going to go a different direction with my pick in the third round, second pick, third round. I'm going to take Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I picture it's a great one at Home Alone because he's got the whole house set up so that when they're looking in, it's upbeat, gets you going,
It's
rocking
on
around
trend.
the tree.
It's on trend right now too because that say they were talking about making a new video. Isn't she still alive? Is she not the one who just sang on an airplane? Am I nuts, or did she just get up and sing on an airplane?
Brenda
Rocking
Lee.
around. That's who. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Rocking around to the Christmas tree, and she got up and sang because she's still singing the song. Like she's
Yeah.
still making money off this song. So I think
They'll put
I
it
think
on
it's a great
TikTok.
one. Oh yeah, I think that's a great pick too. I think it's a big one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good.
Thank you.
I'm going next, and mine's a little bit of a. Mine changes tempo a little bit, and it's a bit of a slow one, but I think it's a beautiful song regardless of the time of year, and it's "Oh Holy Night," and that's another Home Alone. That's Home Alone 2.
Mhm.
Home Alone. That was
Mhm.
Home Alone 2, I think. Yeah, and it's just sort of like the stars are brightly shining. It's just kind of I don't know. It's nice. It's like if you sung by a choir.
Oh Holy Night, you're going a couple slow ones, and then you have probably the most up tempo one going. I like your both sides of the coin here.
I think so. And my next one's going to be a little bit more up tempo, and it's "Deck the Halls" with "Boughs of Holly." Fa
Great.
la 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 la. Deck the halls, and I guess "Boughs of Holly." I mean, last week we drafted best Christmas decor. Nobody talked about "Boughs of Holly," but I guess they're popular if there's a whole song about them, right?
Yeah, especially the Holly ones.
Yeah.
Probably were. Yeah.
"Boughs of Holly." So "Deck the Halls." Yeah, "Oh Holy Night" and "Deck the Halls"
Okay.
from me.
Classics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're all classics, really, though.
I know. I mean, there's
it's
not a
one
lot of
where
new.
I think there's like 30 songs on my
Mhm.
list, and I could add 50 easy because it's your whole life of hearing all these songs. They mean something to you.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm happy that the ones I was deciding between, it's still hanging on, and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Toys in every store.
Yeah.
The prettiest sight you'll see.
A little bit of a
Something,
crooner
something.
song,
Yeah.
but it still gets you going.
Yeah.
Gets the feelings going. Brad doesn't like it.
It's not a top one. I do like the deep voiced ones, though.
You like
Yeah.
the crooner.
Yeah,
I
You
do
like
Bob's and
that.
Sinatra.
Yeah. Nice
So-
glass of scotch and a Christmas Carol. All right.
So I have the next two picks, and I have three that I'm between. Three I really, really want. But the next one I'm going to go with Jingle Bell Rock,
Ooh.
the real Jingle Bell song. That's the one people like.
I think Jingle Bells, if Jingle Bells doesn't exist, there's no Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah. What would it be?
It's the
Like
the
Christmas
OG.
rock,
It's just,
you know,
it's like, yeah,
Silent Night Rock.
Yeah,
we'll take that song, we'll make it a little rock. Don't get me wrong, it was right beside it, but if I thought
It's the
Jingle
better
Bells
one.
might have been going, nah, is it?
it's
be.
definitely more sophisticated than Jingle Bells.
Mhm.
You know.
It is a little more. Yeah. There's a little bit more structure to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the next one, there's a lot of good ones out there right now.
Mhm.
And sometimes you try to have to like separate yourself from like that Bublé song. Some of
Yeah.
them are Bublé is so good at singing them. But this one is one that you do hear on the radio too, again,
Yeah.
a lot. And it's
Just like all of these songs.
well, I
You
think
listen
of
to the right station.
yeah.
Oh, it's so many, man.
I'm gonna go with Feliz Navidad.
Beautiful.
It's a terrible song.
Oh, catchy.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
It's great.
It's
Just repeats the same thing over and over.
It's
I guess
so
that's
good.
most
That's all you
pleasant.
need.
It's so
Really.
good. There's other ones out there. There was one I just didn't want to get canceled by taking it, so I went with this one instead.
Okay.
So the thing is, though, that one got canceled, then it got brought back. It's okay now, they said.
Oh, that one's okay now.
Yeah, so you could have taken it. That's okay. There are so many songs. Oh, my goodness.
I think if I could go back, there was a different song I would have taken.
Yeah, I think that was maybe not the play, but that's okay. We'll let the
But you never know if I get the international vote.
I wish. Jeez, yeah.
Why?
You have a lot of international- This is just I'm taking Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC.
Okay.
You probably don't even know the song.
No.
Maybe. If anyone has seen, actually, I'm not going to even drop the movie because we might be discussing that later. But it's just one when it starts up, you can put that on in your car and feel cool.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going with that.
It is
Probably
it's a
will
good
lose
one.
me the draft. I'm okay with that.
No,
Yeah,
I like
probably.
that. I'm going with Silent Night, and it's just because it's probably the last classic one that none of us have really talked about, and it's all is calm, all is whatever. I'm again no religious. I'm not a big religious person, but Silent Night's always been kind of a classic anywhere you go. But yeah, that's it. Silent Night. For some reason I thought it had been picked earlier. Like I don't know. I guess I just
You
completely
just went like hits, like slow.
That's
hits.
a hit.
That's a hit.
I think so.
You played the classics.
Played the
That's what I should have said.
Because
Played
that
the
one's
classics.
Yeah,
popular, but
yeah.
also like in your school play they're doing it.
Yes, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like there's a grade 2
Yeah.
choir doing it, right?
Yeah.
Or in my
always.
case, in high school, our whole school did a school play. Silent Night was a banger.
That would be See, like you can get everybody involved. It's an easy song for a big group to sing, and that's kind of why I
let's
like
do
it.
a little recap here. Brad, Team 1, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Winter Wonderland, Last Christmas, Jingle Bell Rock, Feliz Navidad. Scott has Jingle Bells, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Christmas in Hollis, Run DMC. John, White Christmas, Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Oh Holy Night, Deck the Halls, Silent Night. There's a lot on the draft.
You're in your
floor.
feels.
There's so
Hey,
much.
I
You're
feel
in
like
your
John
feels
just
over
sits
there.
at home and just belts out the songs.
I didn't
Because
have
those are like a cappella, like just
Yeah.
hammer at home singing in the. Did you sing in a choir ever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I sang in choirs and bands and played and everything. I studied music and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
okay.
a big, huge music nerd. I'm still a bit of a music geek. The only other one I had that wasn't picked was Carol of the Bells.
That's
We were
great.
talking about Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and they've
Yeah.
got this one kind of down to a science, and I think it's an awesome song. Again, doesn't matter what time of year. I'll sit there and I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
I'll
Home
rock
Alone,
out like
it's
White
into,
and dun, 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 with a guitar. Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I mean, I feel like my floor is going to cover a lot here of what you probably have too, Scott. But
Go for it.
the Christmas song, like as in the chestnuts roasting. On
Yeah.
the
That's what it's called, the Christmas song.
Yeah, that is the Christmas song, which didn't even get picked. I have
Crooner.
Rudolph the
Yeah.
Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Mhm. Oh,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
great. I mean, that was the one I would have picked.
The classic. To go off of that one though, if you're saying what was your pick? Jingle Bell Rock is better. It's Run Run Rudolph. That's
It's a good one.
that's a little more upbeat.
Yeah.
It gets you like
Yes.
jacked
Yeah,
up in the
yeah.
movie when someone's getting chased or
Mhm,
something cool is
mhm.
happening.
Then there's Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, which is obviously big. Holly Jolly Christmas. It's huge. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, I don't think was picked.
No.
Santa Baby was the one I didn't want to get canceled on.
Santa Baby.
Baby, it's cold outside. You mean?
No, Santa Baby.
Santa Baby
Santa Baby, hurry down the chimney to.
was that the one that was getting canceled on?
No,
Or
it
no,
was,
Baby,
um,
it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because he's
man.
trying to coerce her to stay and have drinks, and
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I gotta go. It's cold
Nah.
outside."
Yeah.
And then she's
he
like,
was the
"Say,
other way.
what's in this drink?" Like it's a little aggressive. I guess.
Well, Santa
Yeah.
Baby, I like that one. I like it when Buble sings it,
He says, "Santa, buddy."
buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I got The Grinch. It's a great song. All Alone on Christmas. A lot of you would know it to hear it. I think it's got one of the guys from the E Street Band is in it. Please Come Home for Christmas by the Eagles. If you haven't heard it or don't know what I'm talking about, just play it and you'll be like, yeah, it's a good one.
Mhm.
Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. Very upbeat. I think it actually rivals All I Want for Christmas, if I'm being honest. But I don't think it plays well whatsoever. You said Frosty already. Silver Bells, not a great song, but it's a classic. And it's what's the one from Christmas Vacation? Malakaliki Maka?
Oh, yeah. That's well, it means
Christmas-
Merry
Christmas
in
Vacation.
Hawaiian. It was
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
It's one that could have gotten some votes, but wasn't true to my heart.
One I thought maybe you were gonna go with was the Sandler song,
The Hanukkah
the
song.
Hanukkah song. Love that song.
Great jam. That would have been a nice little off the board.
That would have been a little bit off the board,
Just
but
saw
great.
Sandler a couple weeks ago, and he did not play that, but he did play some hits.
Yeah.
He's,
How do you not play the Hanukkah
That's
song?
a
Come
very
on, I
good
would
one.
have gone. I wanted to go see Sandler, and I thought, okay, well, if anything, he'll play the Hanukkah song and a
Yeah.
bunch of other things. Oh, I would be so disappointed if he didn't. So disappointed.
It was a good show.
Given
But
the
I
fact
know
that
what
it
you
was
mean.
even so close to Hanukkah too. Come on.
He
Mhm.
did the one that he did replay was the Chris Farley song, which was
Mhm.
a tear jerker. It was a nice one. But
Mhm.
yeah, there we have it.
There we have
What
it.
do you think? Votes start right away.
Yes.
So get out there. Let us know what we missed. Let us know if any of these are chirpable, or who you think won.
Mhm.
We will see you next week.
Next week.
Get your
Because-
shopping done.
Because it's not Christmas yet.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
You've been listening to the Drafting Offers Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Drafting Offers Podcast and vote for this week's draft champ. That's also how you can get directly in touch with us if you have any questions about this week's show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and catch every episode on Spotify. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we can't wait for you to join us again for another episode of the Drafting Offers Podcast.